everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the 92. My name is Femi Lesanme, and I'm joined here by my good friend and co-host Jamal Fifield. It's a show where we cover all things National League, from latest players' news to results, and fixtures. We ain't got a guest today, so me and Jamal are going to head up the show, but there's a lot that we need to unpack. So let's get into it. Welcome, Jamal. What's going on, bro?
Welcome. Thank you, fam. Thank you. Hey, not much. I think the night of sleep's always better when you come away with a win.
Yeah.
So as much as people might have thought we didn't come on yet last week because we lost, that weren't the case. Life just seems to happen sometimes, you know?
Yeah, for the record, it's because I was so ill. I caught something.
The bug that was going around. To be fair, I think a few family members have got it as well, fam. So don't feel too bad, bro.
Yeah, so no, I don't. But obviously, just let the people know that's why you wasn't here last week, innit?
For sure.
Me.
But it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
How's life treating you? Apart from the illness, fam, how's life, man?
It's good, I can't complain, man. Life is great, but then there's always that one thing that you're dealing with as well that for me just reminds me that you just gotta always stay grounded. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as good as things are, there's always that little thing happening in the background, but it's important to not allow it to derail you. You know what I mean? And just deal with it accordingly.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. Like, I'm in a blessed position. Like,
so how do you manage to not let things derail you? Because sometimes a bad day can turn into a bad week. So what do you do to make sure that things don't get too much on top of you?
I try to deal with it as because I can. Because when it lingers, that's when you start putting more energy to it, and you think about that situation more. You know what I mean? So I just try to attack it head on as much as situations that you don't want to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just try to attack it head on and get it out of the way and move on with my life instead of allowing it to linger. You know what I mean?
You gave me a
yeah.
good bit of advice though in the week. You gave me a good piece of advice in the week. And I think it's similar to what you just said there when you was like, sometimes you need to vent and just talk and just get it off. And I said to you, fam, I don't like being negative as much. You said, Jam, sometimes you just got to get it off your chest and it explodes. You know what I mean? So I think that's a real good way of dealing with issues or facing things head on. Sometimes you just got to talk about it,
It's so important, bro. Like, you can't carry load in this life, bro. Like, it's not worth it. It's gonna slow you down. You know what I mean? It's like carrying baggage along this journey of life. Like, imagine walking down the street with a big bag like this. Like, you can't afford to. You need to unpack so you can run in it. Do you know what I mean? So any sort of thing you're feeling, just get it off and move on. Like, unpack it and move on. Sometimes it might be difficult conversations you might need to have with someone. It might be, do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, but just unpack it and move on. That's why I was just telling you, like, bro, like, however you're feeling, just tell me, get it off in it, and then let's move on. And bro, we did that. Like, do you know what I mean? We did it.
No, the gem of the week, it was what did you say? You said that was it. You said you have to get it out of your mind because it might be blocking the thing that is what is actually needed for the week.
Yeah.
Blocking like the thought process. So that was like I was driving home thinking, no, that's a crazy one.
That was a good one, didn't it?
That was a good one.
Yeah,
I might even have said it right, but that was a good one.
Hey, bro, I didn't even read that one off Instagram. That one's made up myself, That comes from life experiences.
We say usually they're off the gram. You're telling your secrets now.
No. You just go through experiences and you learn certain things in it along the way. You know what I mean? That's something I just learned. Like, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. Hey, but listen, looking at some of these fixtures though, FM, the race for promotion seems to be hotting up again.
It's crazy.
But then relegation, there's a lot of teams that are so close together in points, in games, in goal difference, that you actually can't call it.
It's mad.
I think there's one team that are maybe falling away a little bit, and they need to buck up their ideas quickly. But we'll get into that shortly. But there's a cluster of teams that are in and around, like, so we got from 14th to 23rd. It's like 6 points, fam.
It's crazy.
In fact, no. In fact, really and truly, it's 8 points between 12th and 23rd. So
that's mad.
If you go on a little run where you don't win for a couple of games, like we did, for instance, you're really looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, you're definitely looking over your shoulder. I'm looking at the table now and I'm seeing that, like, even Dorking are in it, but it's like they win their next game, they could go 15th. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're on 38 points. And if they win, yeah, it's tight.
It's tight.
I remember when I was at Leonorian as a youngster, and John Mackey was my captain. There was a point where we were struggling, and he would come in and say, "Hey, squeaky bum time." I'll never forget that. Yeah, that squeaky bum. Yeah, people start looking over their shoulders, start getting agitated, don't know what to do. Hey, you got to hold your nerve in situations like this.
For sure, and on the other end as well, the race for playoffs is hotting up as well.
Yeah. You
know, Altrincham, I'll even say Hartlepool, they'll probably be trying to go for it as well. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
10th, I can imagine they're all gunning for it. They're all gunning for it. Sure. Really hurting up. We're really in the business end of the season now. That's the way to put it.
We are. But you know what I want to talk about? We're gonna get straight into it, then, man. We're gonna get straight into it because there's one team, that have just absolutely blown me away. Like, really shocked me. Where I thought they were down and out.
Yeah.
Kidderminster Harriers.
Yeah.
They're now the last 5 games, they've won 3, drawn 1, lost 1.
Yeah.
They won yesterday away at Oldham, 2-1. Alex Penny, Russell McNally popping up with the goals in that one, and Nathan Shearer popping up with the goal for Oldham. But Oldham were in 7th, by the way, in front of 11,000 fans. And we know how tough that is because we played there last Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they also signed Jay Emmanuel Thomas.
Yeah.
Crazy signing.
Yeah.
So my first thing I'm going to say, I want you to touch on is the result. Then I'm going to ask you a question around Jay Emmanuel Thomas and a few other players that have graced the National League. So what do you think of that result?
Massive result for Kidderminster. I feel like going into that game, the reality is Oldham are the favourites. And I'm sure Kidderminster knew it, like, going into it, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe that might have been the thing that got them the result, the fact that there's no pressure. We have nothing to lose here. Let's just go out and play. And one thing about Oldham after playing them the other day is that you can get behind them and score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can. They're gonna come. Let's have it right. They've got attack strikers in abundance, you know. But in the same breath, you can score against them. And yeah, Kidderminster just found a way. They found a way. I can imagine when they took the lead in the 58th minute through Ross McNulty, I can imagine the pressure was piling and that them just holding on in front of those 11,000, you know. But it's a massive win. That's probably like one of the biggest results this season.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? I see it a little bit different, you know. I see it as, you know, you got to manage like Phil Brown. Yeah. Who's graced the Premier League. He's probably looking at, so a lot of other teams will go to that stadium and be looking around like, whoa, like this is amazing stadium. Like, all week, he's probably just told his players that this is just another game. I've played in front, I've managed in front of 65,000, 80,000 and got a result. So you see when you've got that kind of confidence oozing off a manager, it goes on to the players.
Onto the players, it's
So they
true.
probably walked in there like, yeah, do you know what? This is older. And they
Yeah,
just went in there like they was playing at their own stadium. Do you
I
know what
hear
I mean?
you.
Like, I really
I hear
think
you.
that a manager and how, and when you got someone like Phil Brown and the experience that he's got, it's just another day in the office. Do you know what I
Honestly.
mean? But going on to that
Brown,
question I want to ask you now, obviously,
on.
big signing, Jay Emmanuel Thomas.
Yeah.
Had an amazing career. But it makes me think, fam, we've had some players now, grace the National League, that were once considered Wonderkids. You've got Jordan Ibe at Ebbsfleet, Callum Harriet at York. And my question is this, fam, yeah? Would you rather be a Wonderkid or a late developer? Not knowing where your career is going to go, but in that mindset, where would you rather place yourself?
That's a crazy question. I would rather be a late developer personally. There's so much that comes with being with a wonder kid, you know, and a lot of the times, a lot of the times, it's like wonder kids don't really fulfill their potential or get where they need to get to.
Yeah.
There's a few that you can name that went all the way with it, i.e. Wayne Rooney, you know. From 16, he was meant to be the greatest and he became the greatest. LeBron James in basketball, I have to mention that,
Yeah.
you know. But then you have the other likes of the, let's say, the Jack Wilshers, you know, that was destined for great things and didn't really fulfill what he was meant to do. And then bringing it all the way back down to the National League, you just mentioned the names Jay Emmanuel Thomas, Jordan Ibe, Callum Harrier, who were meant to do great things in football, you know. And this is why I would say being a late developer, I would rather that because when it comes to being a wonder kid, a lot of things like pressure, you know, early success. So getting money at a very young age, we just don't know how that's going to affect somebody, you know, whether it will get to their head, whether they think, oh, if I can earn this amount without doing anything, then the measure of work, it might affect the measure of work. They might think they need to do the minimal to earn X amount. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the gauge, it might dictate the gauge going forward. And there's just a lot of things like I've always like with what I'm going into now, I always ask myself that question, like, how do you ensure that a wonder kid gets to where they need to get to?
Hey, that was gonna be part of my next question, but go on.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the hardest challenges, you know, ensuring that a wonder kid gets to where they need to get to. You know, it's a very difficult question, and I'm still trying to figure out the answers. You know, and that's been one of the questions on my mind for like the last year, last 12 months. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely, I will personally like to choose a late developer because when you're a late developer, you're probably looking at that wonder kid and you want his spot, and there's a different type of hunger. You know what I'm saying? We've been there, Jamal. We are the late developers. We come from that ilk. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at them guys like, and I can honestly say it like Jay Emmanuel Thomas, me and him are the same age group. I looked at him like, yo, I want to get into that realm. Like, you know what I mean? He amongst others in my generation are the ones that inspired me and pushed me forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about you? What's your thoughts?
Well, firstly, what I want to say is I've seen Jay Emmanuel Thomas do some amazing things on a football pitch live. Like I've seen him strike fear into people. Like the way that boy was built or is built, he could strike a ball. He was strong. He was quick. He could do anything. So I'm really hoping that Phil Brown can get a tune out of him and get him back to just half of what he was, man. But fam, what we do know is football's tough, man.
It is.
Football's not easy, and it's not even their fault that they are Wonderkid.
It's not.
It's not their fault. It's just that they were so good that they were pushed. Like, looking back now, don't get me wrong, Jack Wilshere had a great career, amazing, like careers that we can only dream of. But if he was to look back, would he have wanted to maybe have more rest, have more cotton wool wrapped around him? Do you know what I mean? But me, I'm thinking of it as, okay, would I rather be a Wonderkid or a late developer? I think I'd like to be the Wonderkid. Shall I tell you why, fam? Because I feel like there's so much more that can go into it that can sustain that greatness. So you look at a player like Jude Bellingham, for instance. Right now he's a Wonderkid, but you look at his surroundings, his family. You look at how grounded he is. You know, I think as though I've got the kind of family that could maybe help me sustain that. But at the same time, fam, that was going to be my next question to you. Is it a player's job? Is it family's job? Is it the club's job to make sure that a Wonderkid fulfills their potential?
I think it's everybody's job, you know. Family is so important in ensuring that Wonderkid stays grounded.
Yeah.
And I think family is probably the most important factor. If I'm being honest, it will probably be, in my mind, it's probably family, then your football club. You know,
Yeah.
you know that's how I will see it as. But yeah, to make sure that a Wonderkid gets to where they need to get to, it has to be all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Literally, it can't be anything else. You know, you can't afford to lose them for a moment. You know, you can't afford it. And you have to also protect them. Protecting is probably one of the most important things, because their names are going to be everywhere. Good, bad, whatever. But you can't allow that noise to get to them. It's just that simple. That noise cannot get to them. It can't get near them.
Yeah.
It's tough. They didn't ask to be, like you said, they didn't ask to be the Wonderkid. You know what I mean? They didn't ask, like, they asked for this.
That's
it's in that position, isn't it?
Yeah.
And managing it is probably the most important thing. Like you said, Jay Emmanuel Thomas. When he signed, someone posted up that goal, man, where he done that thing, boom, boom, and slapped it in. Like,
he's done many things. He's done many slaps.
You know that viral goal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he done that. He done that trick. I don't know what tricks are called, but yeah, he done that trick, man. Like, he was insane. And then I happened to play against him in the FA Cup when he was at Bristol City, and I was at Dagenham. And he was ridiculous that game. Like, best player on the park. You know, Bristol City dealt with us that day at Ashton Gate. So his talent it speaks for itself. You know? One thing I'm happy that he did manage to have a decent career. You know, as much as he was destined for, like, you're meant to do this, at least he did something. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, it's gonna be so, like, he's such a talented player. I'm actually excited to see him in this division.
Yeah.
To see what he does. Like, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see some highlights, but it's similar to like Now Ranger. When he trained with us, like, he was another Wonderkid, but there was little things that he would do that you'd be like, that's greatness.
Yeah,
little things, little sparks, and you see little things. But as you said, Femi, it's everyone that has to feed into and pour into a Wonderkid. So, for instance, the player has to stay grounded and keep doing the things they're doing. The family's got to keep their own point, and you know, sometimes a young kid will start getting money. I've seen it. And this is one of the things that I hate. And all of a sudden, the kid becomes the parent. Like, the parents can't tell the kid nothing. We had this conversation. Remember, like, they'll say, oh yeah, the kid's earning some money now, so I can't even tell them what to do. No. It don't work like that.
That can't be the case.
That can't be the case. I think I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's the case with Saka. Like, you see his families around him, and that's why the kid's so grounded. I even see one of the reporters ask him a question yesterday. He could have easily fed into the world-class debate that's been going on about. He just brushed it off like, nah, that's not even what I'm focusing on. Do you know what I mean? And then most importantly, the club. Like,
Yeah.
how often do you fit the guy in? Like, do you throw him in because his talent is just so, and he can win you games, or are you thinking long term? Are
Yeah.
you thinking, do you know what? I want to nurture and develop this kid and
Yeah.
show him how to be a pro and have longevity in this game. So yeah, man, it's so interesting to see, and I'd love to hear the perspective of those guys at some point.
Well, we now obviously Jay Emmanuel Thomas is in the National League. I think we have to get him on. If I'm being honest, I think we have to get him on. You know,
Sure, for sure. Okay, well, going on to the televised game, Eastleigh versus Bromley. That was an early kickoff. Probably expected Bromley to go and win that one, seeing as they're third in the league. And Eastleigh, as much as they've got a goal scorer that's got 26 goals in McCallum now after scoring yesterday, and Scott Quigley on 11, they both scored yesterday when they ran out 2-0 winners. Their league position doesn't really match their goal scorer exploits.
yo, it's so strange because they've had a great FA Cup run.
Yeah.
They've got a top goal scorer in the division,
Yeah.
but they're 11th. Like, do you know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It
No, it does make sense for me. It's just that they're not defending well enough. Clearly.
man,
Because you can't have two players on 37 goals
yeah.
and you be 11th in the league. And by the way, Paul McCallum, I saw a video on Twitter, 100 games for Eastleigh now. And you know he's got 43% of their goals this season.
Has he? That's ridiculous. You know,
Remember, he's played 100 games for them. He's got 26 this season. Now, 26 out of 100 will be considered good for some people, but you do know he's been there before and scored goals there before. So
yeah,
he's probably on his goal ratio is like, it's crazy.
it's
but
crazy.
That's up to him, and he was on our show a couple of months back. But yeah, 43% of their goals is insane.
You know what? He's gonna look back at this season and he's gonna be really proud of what he achieved. You know.
Does he stay?
What's that?
Does he stay?
Do you know what? I think he does. And do you know why? Do you know why I say he does?
Why?
He's basically top boy at Eastleigh. You know, he can probably get what he wants right now. His stock's probably, through the roof. And Eastleigh are not short of resources in terms of that, giving him what he wants. Going somewhere else to build up that credibility all over again at the age that he is, 30, 31 years old, he's looking at it and he's thinking, I'm in a good situation here. Like, if Paul McCallum was 5 years younger, he's out of there. 3 years younger, he's probably out of there. You know what I mean? But I would just say the age factor, and Jamal, what older? When you're playing for, there needs to be a level of convenience. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, like you're not gonna be running.
What you're saying is, if Gates had come in for you, fam, and offered you a bag, you're not doing it.
I'm a big man now.
That's inconvenient. That was inconvenient.
I got a family. Like Gates said respectfully, like I love the way you play, but it's too far for the age I'm at. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's all the things that McCallum will probably take into consideration. But you never know. You never know.
But fam,
I'm saying.
But fam, listen to this though. Another crack. So I think, look, we saw Joe Nuttall go to Cheltenham. Yes, Cheltenham at the bottom of the league, but Joe Nuttall's coming on and making an impact every time he comes on, and so I'm hearing. What's there to say that he don't nick a League One move? What's there to say that he doesn't nick a League Two move and then in a year get promoted into League One? Like, these are things, fam, that you have to take into consideration.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And
26 goals, fam. Yes, money for me. Yes, you can ask whatever you want, and they're probably going to give it to you. They'll be stupid not to. But the opportunity and what might come from that opportunity. Like, not to say he's living in his comfort zone or he's not ambitious, but we not just want to see, just to say, yeah, I've done it.
That curiosity, like if I was him, I'm off. You know what I mean? I'm trying.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, that curiosity. I have to go and scratch that itch. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So if I was him, I'm 26 goals. I'm out of it. Yeah. I'm going to see what EFL club wants me, whatever, and gonna go and do that. Do you know what I mean? It's only right. It's only right. And I actually feel like that Paul McCallum can do it in the EFL as well.
100%.
You know? I actually feel like he can do it. Like.
I actually want him to go so I don't have to play against him. Really.
Yeah. But like, let's see what happens. I know there was a lot of interest in January. And there was opportunities for him to go in January. So I'm not going to be surprised if there's going to be that same interest into the season, you know. And you can tell how important he is to the team because when he served that 3-match ban, they struggled to get results together, you know. Now he's back. He's back fit.
Every game since he's been back.
Exactly.
And he's scoring the type of goals, tap-ins.
Yeah.
Volleys, headers. He's just doing it all. Like right now, he's as he said on his episode, he understands his game.
Yeah.
He knows what he needs to do, where he needs to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats to him, man. Congrats to him. Another team, well, that we're looking to capitalize on Bromley's loss, and they definitely did that, was Barnet. They played 20th place York and beat them 2-0. Callum Stead, who we had at Bournemouth for a long time, he was in the Pace Academy doing great things at Brackley last season, and Barnet took a chance on him. He scored a brace in that game, taking his tally from 4-4, so congrats to him. Barnet, they're not messing about.
Do you know what? Yeah. If Barnet win, Bromley lose. If Bromley win, Barnet lose. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. Obviously, Bromley, they've had a bit of a wobble the last couple of weeks. You know, they've had a bit of a wobble. But Barnet seem to have picked up again and started doing what they do. And it's always good to have, I don't like using the word second striker, but, you know, someone that can fill the void of the main man if they're not firing. And they've got that in Callum Stead, you know. Callum Stead, he's done that on numerous occasions where, okay, Nicky Kabamba didn't score, but okay, Callum Stead is filled in him.
Some vital goals, isn't it?
Yeah, he scores important goals. He scores important goals. So he's very important for the team. He's very important for the team. It's important to have that in your team, you know. And yes,
Kabamba's been a bit quiet recently, hasn't he?
Who?
Kabamba.
Yeah, he has. But we all know that with these type of strikers, they're gonna come back.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. We said that about Marcus Dinanga.
Yeah.
And yesterday, he popped up with a hat-trick.
Hat-trick.
Hadn't scored in a long time. Scored in the FA Trophy. Found his groove again. And Gateshead are a team that we know all about. But Dinanga took his tally to 17 for the season. Luke Hannon popped up with his 5th goal this season. They beat Oxford, who are now rock bottom. And by the way, Fem, Gateshead have scored 10 goals in 3 games, by the way. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something about this Gateshead team, yeah? They had a little bit of a wobble when the management team left.
Yeah.
But they have maintained, and don't let that go over people's heads. They are still out here doing what they're doing. So credit to Mike Williamson, you know, and the rest of his team, you know, for leaving that DNA building before they left, because they're having a great season. Like, you need to understand, they're 5th. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Currently in the playoffs, you know. I know there's still a little bit of a while to go, but this was around the same position they were in when Matt Williamson and Co was there. You know what I mean? So they haven't really fallen off.
And I think a lot of people expect them to.
Yeah.
Look, don't get me wrong. They were benefited by an Andre Burley red card. And as much as Oxford are not, do you know what it is? It's like, fam, it's now, okay, all the players at Oxford, I think they'll be thinking, all right, let me do my thing as much as I can because the teams we play, I might be able to get a move. And Andre Burley is a player that I really, really like.
Yeah.
But I want to read out Oxford's last 4 results to you, fam.
Okay.
Ready for this? 7-1 loss. 5-2 loss. 0-0 draw. 4-0 loss. That's bad form. Are you doing the math? I see your head working.
16 goals conceded.
You're so good at math.
In 4 games.
Fam, talk to me. What can they do? What should they do?
Bro, Oxford, they just need to enjoy the last, how many games they got? Because last 10 games, they got 10 games left. They just enjoy it and just have fun because look, the manager's probably telling them, look, there's always a chance. And me, it's never over till it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm a big believer in that. But Jamal Pfeiffer, look me in my eyes.
I'm looking.
It's over, bro. I think they're out. I think they're gone. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing at Femi, by the way. Just for people.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is my opinion. You know, I think they're the first club that you can actually say are relegated. It's a massive mountain to climb.
My friend, we said that about Kidderminster, though.
We did. And Kidderminster are battling. They're battling and they're fighting and they're getting results together. But Oxford, you've got 10 games left and you're 11 points adrift. You know, it's tough. It's a mountain to climb. Like I said, it's possible. It's possible.
A lot of things have to go your way as well.
What's that?
A lot of results have to go your way as well.
Exactly. You're not even depending on. You have to start looking at other results and hoping they go. And like I said, it is possible. But if you ask me my personal opinion, I think they're out. They're gonna get relegated. You know. But they've created some memories. They thumped us over 4-0. You know, they've got some big results in the first season in the National League, and a lot of their players have made a name for themselves.
Very true.
So I won't be surprised if a lot of their players get picked off, you know, and sign in and around the league, and maybe even some go to the EFL, you know, because they've got some good quality players in there.
They do.
You know? And credit to the manager as well, because he's done a good job. You know what I mean? The style of football that they play is kind of impressed a couple of people. Do you know what I mean? It's impressed a few people. So credit to them for that, as the manager for that as well. And I'm sure that he will get his rewards as well at the end of the day.
Well, that's the thing, fam. We speak about style versus results. Yeah. And a lot of managers have got moves recently off of their style, but they also managed to sustain in the league. So yes, your style of play is attractive, and that's what clubs at a higher level want. But they also want a team that's not going to go down.
Yeah,
so you got to find that balance between you play nice football, but also you guys can defend. Like, do you know what I mean? So
100%.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Another team that are confusing the hell out of me is Dagenham and Redbridge, one of your world teams, friend. 4,000 fans saw them at home yesterday lose to Halifax, and that's never a bad. Well, it is a bad thing to lose, but it's never an embarrassing thing. Like, you should never not lose to Halifax because they're a good team. Another player that Broadwood had, Andrew Olorabari, popping out of a goal. He seems to be taking the mantle from Ali, who left for Exeter, and I really like him. I really like the way he plays. As a kid, fantastic guy as well. Always got a smile on his face. I remember when he came on loan from Peterborough, he was really a live wire in training. But yeah, Dagenham, on paper, the team they've got is one of the best. But as we know, the game's not played on paper, man.
The game is not played on paper.
The game's not played on paper. And I said that to Cabs and Lee yesterday. We'll get into that after. But Dagenham, I feel as though they take 2 steps back, 2 steps forward and 3 steps back every single week. You know, you can't go from beating the team 7-1 and then within the same month lose 1-0 to a team that you should be fighting with.
Sure, I agree with you, Jam. Do you know what though? Yeah, I actually thought like, yeah, they finally got their home form together after that 7-1 win, you know. And you already know I've been screaming it all year. They've struggled at home this season. They've struggled, and it's another home defeat. If their home form was half decent, and I know the manager's stressing, and Ben Strevens, Lewis Young, amazing management team. You know what I mean?
Oh, crazy.
I speak really highly of those guys, but he's probably stressing their home form as well.
Yeah.
You know, because if their home form was half decent, Jamal, they might be in playoffs. I'll go as far as saying that. They dropped so many points at home, it's ridiculous. Yeah. You know what I mean? So but it goes to show that they're not far off it. And obviously, this is his first season. And so I'm sure next season there'll be some sort of development as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
First full season, yeah. First full season. He came in last season through the back end.
Yeah.
And I was on my A lessons with him as well, actually. And some of the ideas that we bounced off each other, it wasn't each other. He bounced off me and I was just like taking the notes. I was writing all these ideas down, yeah. But yeah, he's a manager with some great ideas. Obviously, Lewis Young as well. You know him really well. That's a great management team. And I'm sure that, because he's even still had a few people go out.
Yeah.
So I think once he gets that right, it's there.
Yeah, for sure.
They just can't find that bit of consistency. You know, consistency is everything in this league.
But do you know what? I want to give an honourable shout. I know Dagenham lost, but they've been pulling up trees the last couple of weeks. In the F and Young, he's come back with a vengeance and he's scoring goals and he cannot be denied. I don't want anybody to ever deny this guy. He is that guy, like in this division. You know what I mean?
Top five.
And
top 5.
Yeah, his goals are guaranteed. And then another player I want to give a shout out to is Josh Reese as well. Recently, when we spoke about Dagenham, we've been skipping over it and skipping past it, like, you know what I mean? But I want to take the time to just speak on the season that he's having. He's having a phenomenal season. We already know what Josh Reese is capable of, and he's done this years upon years, you know. And I'm glad to see him, obviously, gutted that we lost him, but I'm glad to see that he's doing great things at Dagenham as well.
11 goals, you know.
11 goals.
From midfield. Not a striker. Tom Naylor's on 10 goals, and he's being considered as one of the best midfielders in the league.
Exactly.
And that's in a team littered with quality.
Exactly.
Now, to get 11 goals from midfield in let's be honest, in a struggling Dagenham team, Josh Reese is on it, man.
Reese is on it.
He's on it. He's definitely up there with their player of the season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was gutted to see him go, man.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
because he's part of the car school, so that's extra petrol that we had to pay. But but no, we love Josh, man. We love Josh. Josh, man.
Josh is a good guy. And when Josh speaks, he don't speak much, but when he speaks, you have to listen to that guy. Like, you have to be like, okay, this guy's talking. Like, let's take him seriously. Yeah. You gotta take him very seriously. Do you know
what with Josh as well? He's intelligent, but he's worldly intelligent, but then he's football intelligence as well. Yeah. He mixes the two, and you're like,
loves the game,
and he's fit as anything.
And he loves the game. Like, he's addicted to, like, this is what people don't know about Reese. Like, he can talk about football for hours and hours upon hours, you know.
That's a good chat.
Yeah. He loves the game so much. Yeah. You know? Yeah, credit to him, man. Big up Josh.
Shout out Josh, man. Shout out Josh. Fem, a surprise result. All right. What result do you think I'm gonna say?
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Go on.
Southend Aldershot.
Nah.
Oh,
Altrincham versus Maidenhead.
who?
Altrincham versus Maidenhead.
Oh,
Yeah, so Maidenhead away from home
yes.
managed to score 3 goals and kept Chris Concat, Justin Amaluzo, and Linney quiet because they could only score one. It was Lewis Banks. Kevin Locko, who's had a resurgence, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
He's had a good season at Maidenhead.
Yeah.
Smith down that right-hand side, who's attracting all sorts of noise. And Remy Clemira, I don't know if he's playing right back. I don't know if he's playing centre midfield, centre half. I don't know if he's on a modelling shoot, but he popped out of a goal this week as well, yeah. So he's doing everything. Yeah. But 3-1 for Maidenhead.
3-1. Do you know what?
Against a team that have lit up the league and are in playoff contention.
It's so crazy because Altrincham, they've been fourth all year. One result, boom, 9th place out the playoff race. You know what I mean? The league is just so cutthroat. And they always say, like, the person that takes you out, you never expect it to be them. And it happened to be Maidenhead. They might have been sleeping on Maidenhead. They didn't think it's going to be Maidenhead. Do you know what I mean? But we know what Maidenhead have got inside of them. They have got, we speak about all the time. They have evolved. They've evolved. Do you know what I mean? And they've got goals in the team now. Do you know what I mean? They've got a good front three. I think Kevin Locko is back to the Kevin Locko that emerged. Do you know what I mean? In this division, he's back to playing some of his best football again, and so is Remy as well. You know, so everything's just clicking at the moment for them, and they're doing what they do. But yeah, it can't derail Altrincham though. They have to bounce back quickly. They have to bounce back quickly because if the season ends tomorrow, they didn't make the playoffs. For the amazing season they had, the great season they had, for the way we spoke about Chris Concat, playoffs has to be a minimum for them, you know. So they just need to get back on the horse. And one win will do it. One win will.
For sure. And it was an exciting, it's an exciting proposition for Altrincham, but I feel as though they have to do it this year.
Yeah, they have.
A lot of them players are going to leave. Let's be honest. A lot of them players are going to leave. The coaching staff might leave. Like, it's now or never. And I hope they've got those players sewn down some contracts so they make some money, because anyhow, them guys are going on the free, they're going to be devastated.
Yeah.
They're going to be devastated. But within an exciting fixture list, there was one ball draw. Woking versus Woodstone. Charlie Kendall scoring a goal for Woking, and Nathan Ferguson, who I really like in midfield for Woodstone, popped up with the equaliser. Now, obviously, those are two teams that are in and around the relegation zone. Woking are in the relegation zone. They changed their manager in Doyle. They're trying to find a way to play. They're trying to find a way to get out of that situation they find themselves in. But those are two teams that I really enjoy playing against. So might sound weird to say, but I hope they don't go down, fam.
Do you know what? I was going to say the same thing. I don't want them to go down because, first of all, they're local clubs. So the traveling to those away fixtures are all right, you know. But secondly, actually like the grounds. I enjoy playing at those grounds, you know what I mean? I don't really want to see Woking go. Right. I don't really want to see Wildstone go as well, you know. Yeah. Woking are deep in it. They are deep in it, do you know what I mean? And 4 points adrift. 4 points adrift, you know.
It's doable.
It's doable. It can be done, but they need to get on the run quick. And we haven't really seen Woking have that run throughout the whole season. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? It seems like they're missing a focal point. Like, Padraig Armand left to go back to Ireland.
Yeah.
And what a servant he was to the National League and the league above. Like, I remember him at Newport doing crazy things.
Yeah.
So he's a big miss. But yeah, obviously Denner's gone there, and Denner's always going to give you life. He's always going to give you energy. But I feel like he needs someone to play off if he's going to play through the middle. And then most likely playing him on the wing.
They've definitely missed out with Reece Brown in and out because of injuries. Yeah. You know, because he's a proper player. He's a good player, man.
They've got a good team as well. You never would have, like us. Last year, got to the playoffs. This year, struggled, and I don't know. I don't know where it is that teams do that. Is it that they think it's just automatically going to happen this season? Is it that they can't get over last season? There's so many questions to it. But who knows? Let's just hope they both stay up. But going on to the game that you did say for me, Southend playing in front of 6,000 fans at home at Roots Hall. Currently find themselves in 16th place against Aldershot, who are a team that has surprised everybody. Obviously, Josh Stokes is the main man down there. Actually, no, there's a few players down there. That's a bit harsh to say because Laurent Tollard, sorry, is a player that's been doing really good things. But Josh Stokes got his 14th of the season. But things were made hard when Magnesi got a red card for him. And boy, Southend took advantage because they scored 4 goals. Harry Cardwell scoring his 13th for the season. He's another player that's been out for, injured. So it's no surprise he's back and scoring. Kensdale, Wood, and Marcus Dacker's popping up with the goals as well. Maybe they heard us talking about them last week, Femi, where we said that maybe they did a rocket. Maybe there's some negativity to get them going again. But big result for them.
They might have played that clip of you in the changing room, Jamal.
No enemies. It's all like oh.
You know, that might have spurred them on, man. But no, listen, Southend, we know they're capable of doing this. It's not a surprise, but it's just like we haven't seen it. Do you know what I mean? We haven't seen it. We already know that Southend. If you were to predict how the league was going to go, you'll probably put Southend in the top 7. So they're massively underachieving. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the result that they're capable of doing. They've got Harry Caldwell, one of the best strikers in the division, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But Aldershot are probably going to be disappointed with the result, if I'm being honest with you. They've had a phenomenal season, you know, currently 6th in the league, sitting on 54 points. So I'm sure playoffs is definitely the aim for them at this stage of the season, you know. So I'm sure they're going to be disappointed with that result. Disappointed.
Away from home, fam, you can't get a man sent off.
Yeah.
There's just things that can't happen. Like, fair. You know how hard it is. Like, we had Tyson off, we've had myself sent off, we've had Lee sent off. The results didn't go our way.
Yeah, facts.
You can't think you're playing away from home with 10 men. These are the things that you're gonna look back on and think, yeah, that's the one. That might be where we lost it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the fine margins, man.
It's true. It's true. It definitely is. Definitely is. I mean, he's an experienced defender, Roland. Do you know what I mean? He's an experienced defender, so I'm sure he'll be kicking himself. And they just signed him recently, so yeah, he's gonna be gutted. He'll be gutted. But
tough one. But a team that I don't know if they're flying under the radar because they started so well. They're now 5 unbeaten. It's Solihull Moors.
Yeah.
Are they underrated, fam? They played Hartlepool yesterday and beat them 2-1. Are they silently going about their business, or are they in their headlights? Or what do you think?
Yeah, they took the attention off of them. You know how they started off the season with a 15-game unbeaten run. Do you know what I mean? So obviously they after that 15-game unbeaten run, there was a little bit of inconsistency. In terms of the results. But I think that was a good thing because it took the pressure off them. It took the attention off of them, the spotlight off of them, you know. And now they're in a position where they just go in about their business silently, and they've got the luxury of doing that and get results together, you know. Good result against Hartlepool. I think that's Kevin Phillips' first loss, you know, as Hartlepool manager. Hartlepool got a really good team, you know. They managed to keep Desiree Quiet, who I think personally is the best striker in the National League. You know, a big statement, but I think he's number 1.
No, you stand fem. You've been making the big statements and playing against him the other day. I feel as though you might be right.
Yeah.
Now, Will Grigg, we all know about him. McCallum might have the most goals. But there's a really, boy, touch, his presence. And I felt we was playing together each other for years. And after the game, I said to him, I gave you a yard for one moment. He scored. He said, Jam, that's what I need. I said to him, thank you, because that actually makes my better.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't get me wrong, like, man's 34 next month. I'm 35 next month. But fam, like, those are the battles, fam, that you just come away from. You think, no, how?
Yeah.
I don't think I could have played it better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I could have played it better.
You done an amazing job against him, if I'm being honest with you. You done an amazing job, you know. And you kept him quiet for most parts of the game, but that's the thing with strikers. They just need one moment, you know, and it's the sad thing about the defenders, it's like you can have an amazing game and you switch off once and that's it. It just ruins everything.
Once.
Yeah, like back to Solly, who obviously Trayvon Campbell, who signed from Wildstone in the January window to replace Josh Kelly. He got a goal, which is nice to see. And Callum Maycock, one of the, I would say, when you look at Solihull, when you look at Bournemouth, you look at Jamal Fifield, Femi Lassambi. When you look at, and you know these are the Bournemouth players. Like this is what Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? The faces of Bournemouth, or whatever you want to say. Like how we know how the club is in our DNA. Do you know what I mean? When you look at Solihull, you look at Osborne, you look at Maycock. You know what I mean? These guys have been there for years. They know the Solihull way, and this Maycock popped up with a goal, which is nice as well. You know what I mean? And that's put them comfortably into the playoffs as well. That result, you know, it's funny because I actually said I don't think they'll end up making the playoffs. Jam, the same way I said Southend probably played your clip.
Yeah.
They probably played that clip of me saying that in the changing room.
Yeah. For sure.
And
It's probably Gus as well. It was probably Gus as well who done it.
Probably Gus. Probably Gus, you know. But yeah, since then they've been putting in results. Yeah, they're sitting fourth comfortably.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're doing really well. They're doing really well. Actually, do you know what, fam? I think we missed out another one on the surprise result of the weekend. Bournemouth Football Club scored 4 goals. Hey, we're known for, like the old Arsenal, 1-0 wins, narrow victories, but I guess we didn't factor in that Kabongo Tishmanga is back at the club.
Yeah, we didn't factor that one in, and
it was 12th place versus 19th. We played AFC Fylde. We won their last 2 games. We lost our last 2 games. So looking at that, you might think, oh yeah, Fylde are going to come and do a job because they've been in resurgent form as well. But, ooh, Cabs, man, he's back.
He's back.
And I did say to the people, the naysayers in the comments, I can't wait until the end of the season because he popped up with a brace. Robbo popped up with a nice left-footed outside the box finish. Eriko Sosa popped up with a goal as well. That's 3 and 5 for Cabs. Femi, I'm not going to lie, you should have scored. I'm putting you on blast on our show because I've tried everything and maybe this will now get you in gear. Femi went, for the people that didn't see, Femi went on an amazing run. One of many in the first half. Went past 4 players, got to the edge of the 6-yard box, fam.
Yeah.
And clipped the outside of the post. Now, why you didn't go across the goalkeeper? I don't want to hear no excuses about the guy touched you or whatever. You should have scored.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought your performance missed, but I think 1 to 11 yesterday, 1 to 14. I think we made 3 subs. Everyone was on job yesterday.
Yeah.
Management staff. Probably one of our best performances of the year. It just seemed like from front to back, we were all on the same page. The good old days of moaning at each other, shouting at each other, getting each other in the right positions, doing the right things at the right times. Even when we was doing the wrong things, we got each other out of it. A real team performance for me. Obviously, you're playing on the wing now. Femi said our front 5. He didn't even talk about himself in the back 5 anymore. So tell me, Femi, how did you see it from your point of view?
I thought we had the whole week to work on work on this game, innit? And I feel like the game plan was executed. I must say that, we already knew that they've got a lethal attack. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Got a lethal attack, and we knew what we had to do to kind of nullify them. But then also on the other side of things is going forward. Um, I think it was a lot of people's day. I think Angelo had a bit between his teeth, and he showed why he's been one of the best players in this division over the last 6 years. You know what I'm saying? He brought out that quality, and it, Cabs is probably looking at Angelo and just thinking, you're. I just need to move, and you're gonna find me.
It's
You know
that
what I mean? Likewise with Lee. Um, Angelo's one of those guys. So when those three were working together and some of the stuff that they were doing yesterday, it was problems, and it was problems that Fald couldn't deal with on the day. You know what I mean? Even though Lee didn't score, he put himself about well. You know what I mean? Caused terror on the defenders. Cabs, what do we say in it? We already know what the boy's capable of doing, and and he's back to it. Put it that way. You know what I mean? He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Chip on his shoulder, and he's letting the world know that I'm no fluke. I'm the real deal. You know what I'm saying? And when when people see second goal, they'll know. They'll know. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he missed the chance, man. I was thinking at Cabs, don't at me every single day in training and come to a Saturday and let this guy off,
Yeah.
And he let off a left-footed
I,
banger.
I'll tell you what's so funny. He actually trained poor this week, and I told him this. Do you know what I'm saying? He trained poor this week, especially Thursday, Friday, and in the build up to the game. I was like, Cabs, like, what's going on? Training well. What's
If
going on?
anybody wants an insight into Femi's mindset, yeah, and how he treats his players, this is it. It's tough love. Because Cabs probably thought he done all right.
I told him straight, like, what's going on? You're not training good, like. But yeah, he puts in his work. One thing about Cabs is that he puts in his work. You know what I mean? I see him during the week doing extra finishing and whatnot, and yeah, like you put in the work, the results don't lie. So regardless if you've had the off day in training, you've done what's needed. He makes sure that he does what's needed during the week. Do you know what I mean? And it's paid off for him. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it. I'll be honest with you.
He's gone back to his old tricks though, man, because he always used to score braces. Had the chance to score a hat trick. I didn't take it, man. But
Yeah.
even the bench, Femi, we had Cameron Cox, who came on and nearly scored two of the best goals I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Kwesi Appiah, Tom Whelan, Tyrone Marsh, and Mo Sagaf. So as much as the gaffer's been upset that he hasn't got his full squad available to choose from, now, and Charles Claydon didn't even make the squad, Tim Abraham didn't even make the squad, like, these are players that are good players that can not maybe walk into any club, but they're good enough to play. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It's tough.
It's a point where everyone has to be on their game every week
Every day.
because you can be replaced, and it's not going to look at a place if you're not there because someone that's coming in is just as good as you. You know what I mean?
Now, everyone's ready. Everyone's
Yeah,
ready.
everyone's ready. Everyone's ready. So you got to make sure that you hold on to your shirt as tight as you can. And the only way by doing that is by putting the performances.
No, 100%. And another club, 5 unbeaten, scored 4 goals just like us. It's Ebbsfleet.
Yeah.
Don Polion actually wasn't one of the goal scorers. He's
Yeah.
a teammate from last season. Rakesh Bingham popping out of a brace. He's had a tough season with injuries. Luke O'Neill, an old friend of mine at York City, he's got great technique, scored a goal. Dom Samuel scored another one. Tony Craig got sent off for Dorking. But Charlie Carter popped out of a goal for them, and that one ended 4-1. 5 unbeaten now for Ebbsfleet, fam. What are you seeing from them, man?
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying. Obviously, the new manager's gone in there and he's got something out of the boys. He's got something out of the boys. I know the assistant well. and Anwar Aden, Annie. You know, I played with him at Dagenham. We still keep in touch, and he's a great guy. So yeah, like it's a good result. It's a good result for Ebbsfleet. I'll be honest with you. They've hit a bit of form. Rakesh Bingham, whilst Dom Polion's been a little bit quiet, Rakesh Bingham has stepped forth and scored in the last couple of games. You know what I mean, which is good. But we already know about Ebbsfleet's team on paper. They've got players in abundance and they've got strikers in abundance. And you see that with Dominic Samuel popping up as well with a goal, you know what I mean? So yeah, credit to Ebbsfleet. And yeah, that result is a massive result because it pulls them a little bit further away from the bottom four, you know. So I'm sure they'll be looking thinking, okay, cool. We just need to keep going now and hopefully we'll be safe.
No, 5 unbeaten will do it for sure, for sure. And you know what? Partnerships, then.
Yeah.
It's all about partnerships. Dominic Polion, Dom Samuel, Bingham, Scott Quigley, Paul McCallum,
yeah,
Will Grigg, Mandeville, Dobra, Kabongo Tishmanga, Ty Marsh, Leon Love. These are people that you don't want to buck, you know. You don't want to meet these guys. You don't want to meet these players. I'm looking at it. And you said Angelo behind Lee and Cabs, and you saw the vision. I thought, do you know, I said to them in the change room, forget playing against you two. It's hard enough playing you in training when you're maybe going at about 60%. Now you're going at 100 in a match day.
Yeah.
And they gave them boys hell.
They
gave them boys hell.
On the flip side of things, though, that's put Dorking back into the relegation zone.
Yeah.
No, and it's a tough one. It's a tough one. We just got to see how it goes. We've got to see how it goes because obviously one win will take them out of it.
Yeah.
One win will take them out of it. You know, it's just so tight down there. It's just so tight. You can't predict it. You can't predict it.
No, for sure. And my daughter's just passed me a note, actually. To my dad. Hold on. To my dad, you make me smile every day from Anara. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. She's such a good girl. Thank you, baby. Thank you. And the last result, fam, we've got Chesterfield versus Rochdale. 8,000 fans saw Chesterfield go 2-0 up through Naylor, who scored his 10th goal. Will Grigg scored his 21st goal. 9 in 10 for him. But Rochdale came back through Damani Mellor and Devante Rodney, who is basically the Adama Traore of the National League.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have him back. A bit of a wobble, fam, for Chesterfield. And this is gonna sound mad. They've lost 1 game and drawn 2, but because of how they I think they're having a wobble. They're having a wobble for sure. Usually it's 3 goals, 3 games, 3 wins.
Listen, if you're gonna have a wobble, have your wobble when you're 20 points clear.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, fam. They're only 20 points clear now. Is there a chance for me that this could be the biggest bottle job since Arsenal, basically? Or am I wishing on something that's never gonna happen?
Hey, the league is wrapped up. The league is wrapped up. The 20 points clear. You know, it's ridiculous. Yes, they're having a wobble, but listen, if you're gonna have it when you're 20 points clear, please. You know what I mean? People take notes. You know what I mean? But yeah, another result. A good result for Rochdale. A good result for Rochdale because going to Chesterfield and picking up a result is not easy. Great to see Devante Rodney back. Tom Naylor, Will Grigg popping up with goals as they have all season, isn't it? And Chesterfield have run away with it this year. You know what I mean? But I've got a question. I've got a question for you, Jamal. You know, the same way you asked me a question about a Wonderkid.
Go
on. The likelihood is that Chesterfield are going to get promoted. Now, if Chesterfield get promoted, will that make Will Grigg a National League legend? Now, let me land. We've seen it with Macaulay Langstaff. We've seen it with Paul Mullin. We've seen it with these guys are legends. You know what I mean? Would you put Will Grigg in that category if Chesterfield get promoted?
Okay, so short answer, no.
Okay.
Controversial answer, I don't think Paul Mullen's a National League legend.
Oh, okay.
I think Will Grigg will become a Chesterfield legend. I think Mullen is a Wrexham legend, but I think Macaulay Langstaff is a legend because he broke records. And he did it by scoring goals every single week in a team that took the league by storm. He also did it by not scoring any penalties. So, yes, he is a National League legend because he did something that no one's ever done before. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Will Grigg, a one season in a team, and this is really, it's actually out of order for me to say this, but because his team's so good, it kind of takes away from what it is. Like Michael Cheek, National League legend. So you can't say Michael Cheek's a legend because of how long he's done it, how many goals he's scored, and then say Will Grigg is one. Like for this season, this year, yes, he's done an amazing job. Like 21 goals, but at the same time, that doesn't make you a legend. I'm sorry. It doesn't. So for me, it's got to be a no. He's had an amazing career, and he might even put this down as one of his best seasons in his career. But to crown him a National League legend, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. So, I mean, we're gonna play them soon, so hopefully he doesn't play this game. But nah, fam. I don't think, and he could score. I think he's going to go. He's got another 10 games. He's probably going to score another 10 goals, take his tally to 30. But no, I think it makes him a Chesterfield legend for sure, though. Yeah. What do you think?
I agree with you. I don't think this makes him a national legend, but in the same breath, I don't think he's tripping over it. You know what I mean? You're a Wigan Athletic legend. You're an EFL legend. You know,
he's done his job.
He's had an amazing career. So he's not gonna be stressing over being a National League legend. You know, I do think Paul Mullen is a National League legend, and I'll explain to you why. Paul Mullen scored a lot of winning goals. I think that's just so important. Do you get what I'm saying? Macaulay Langstaff is a legend. Yes, he broke records. You've said that already. But Paul Mullen scored a lot of winning goals, important goals, vital goals when the team needed. And
they won the league. And they
won the league. You know what I mean? And when he was called upon, he delivered. You know, with Will Grigg, listen, he's done a phenomenal job. Do you know what I mean? 21 goals this year. Those 21 goals, yeah, they're massive goals for Chesterfield. But Chesterfield will probably still be 20 points clear without his 21 goals. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I actually feel bad. I feel bad saying it, but I hear you.
You know what I mean? They will probably still be like, okay, maybe not 20 points clear, but they'll be maybe 10 points clear. like without his goals. Do you know what I mean? So even though he's doing his job to the maximum, like you can't do any more than score goals. The fact that Chesterfield have so much goals in their team, it's more of a team effort as per se. There's a standout guy for them. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I wouldn't put him down as a National League legend. But like I said, he is not tripping over that. Like you are EFL legend then. No. You're gonna go down as probably a Chesterfield legend. You know what I mean? You got them out of the National League. It helps, you know. After how many years in this division? Yeah. So yeah, he'll probably go down as a Chesterfield legend for sure.
I think it'd be interesting to hear what the viewers think and the criteria. What makes a legend? Is it time spent? Is it accolades won? Is it prizes won? Like,
Yeah, it's important. It's important to figure out the criteria, but everyone's criteria for legend is different. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you just said that you don't think Paul Mullins won, but I gave you my reasons why I do think he is.
yeah. Do you know what? And hearing your reason, fam, you might have swayed me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, thank you, man.
I'm hearing your reason, you might have swayed me because he was a joke.
Yeah.
He was a joke. But I just think about legends and the word GOAT and the word legend is thrown around a lot. I think like when you look at a Premier League legend, you think someone like, I don't know, you think Thierry Henry,
Yeah.
you think Sol Campbell, you think Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
So how do you equate that to the National League?
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
For
but
sure.
again, this isn't a league that you're meant to stay in for long anyway.
It's not. Remember, it's a
I
stepping
mean,
stone.
so Tiki, I think Tiki's the all-time National League top goal scorer, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is.
So yeah, I think Ty's on that list as well. So honorable mention to Ty.
Yeah. It ties
Uh,
on the list, you know.
yeah, Ty Marsh. Yeah. So yeah, but that's a roundup of the fixtures, fam.
Yeah.
I think that's a great question to end it as well. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's gonna sit with me all day now. That's gonna sit with me all day.
Do you know what? I think it's something that we got to put to the viewers,
Yeah.
for sure, because I want to see what their measure of a legend is as well. You know, it'll
No.
be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Okay. Well, now we're coming on to advice. Now, fam, we've been doing this for a long time, so we might actually be out of advice. We might have given all the advice that we've been given throughout our careers. But is there any words of advice for players, upcoming youngsters, or advice that you've had throughout your career that you felt has really stuck with you?
Um, there's so many things that you learn over your career. You know what I mean? And you're still learning. You're still learning. You're still getting better, Jamal. Like I feel like even in terms of just in terms of don't stop trying to be better. That's the advice I would ever say. I would say like always keep trying to improve. Always keep trying to get better. Always keep trying. Not even just a better player, a better person. Keep upping your standards. You know what I mean? I put that. I'm weird. So you see, yesterday in the group chat when I got to the game half an hour early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's something that I've only started doing for the last year or two. Like, do you know what I mean?
Tell the people.
So on match days, if the meeting time is let's say 1:15, I might get there at 12:30, 12:45. You know, just so that I'm relaxed, I'm calm, my mind's going into a game. I don't want to have to think about I need to make it in on time and all of that stuff. I don't want anything that's gonna take away from the focus of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want any on that day. All my energy needs to go. All my energy, especially mentally, needs to go towards the match day. And it's little things like that I would say you can never stop improving. Training now as well. You know what I mean? It's almost a competition. Who's the first in? Like we already know we walk in the gym and we want to see who's there. Like who got here on time, who got there first. Like do you know what I'm saying? Like don't stop trying to improve. And you've heard the stories of the Cristiano Ronaldos that gets to the training ground an hour early and all these type of, and you've heard it, but it's so important. It's so important. It really helps. It really aids you. Do you know what I mean? And it gives you not only an advantage in terms of the work that you're doing, but it gives you a mental advantage to know that nobody is going as hard as me. You know what I mean? So yeah, never stop trying to improve. And I know those little things that I said is mine, and people might not see how what does coming in an hour early do, or like that's not gonna do. Do you know what I mean? They might see it as that, but I'm telling you now, it gets to a point where you just want to keep improving, innit? And you're always looking, you're fishing for ways to improve, and that's one of the things that I've unpacked in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? And it's helped me massively.
You know what? It's so true what you said there about training and the gym. We're always trying to outwork each other.
Yeah.
Always, all of us. And it reminds me of a story that I heard about Kobe Bryant, about a player that wanted to get to the gym extra early to try and be there before Kobe and outwork him. I think he got to the gym at like 6 a.m. in the morning, and when he got there, Kobe drenched in sweat because he's already been doing it. I love stories like that.
I love those stories. Those stories get me all the time.
And you know what? I say that to say, the effort you put in throughout the week, it comes out on the Saturday, man.
Yeah.
There's no substitute for hard work. This formula is so simple. Like, don't cheat the grind, and it won't cheat you. Yeah. And you get out what you put in. So simple, fam. It's so simple. But yeah, I love that, fam. And mine would be to the young players that are find themselves getting sent off. Like I felt that one this season. To be fair, I feel that one every year. I always get sent off for some reason. But sometimes you gotta forgive yourself, man. Don't be too hard on yourself. I know Andre Burley got sent off. He'll be feeling terrible simply because his team's at the bottom of the league. Probably feels like he let his team down. You gotta forgive yourself and go again, man. Hopefully it gets overturned, but learn from these mistakes. But also understand that this is the world, this is the life that we chose, and sometimes things don't go our way, man. So you've always gotta find the silver lining and try and learn from it. But most of all, forgive yourself, because it's not as though you went out there to go and do that, you know? So yeah, that's my advice. Always forgive yourself in times when everybody else is piling down on you, you know?
Yeah, no, that's important, because I've seen young players when something happens to them, it's like the world has ended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not knowing that tomorrow's another day, you know? And we're at a point where now, Jamal, whenever we're going through something tough or like you're sending off, it's like we know how it ends, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We've been there so many times. Like, we've been there so many times that when we're in the middle of adversity, we can actually laugh because we know how it ends. Win, because we just refuse to lose. Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. So some of the youths, they don't need to like ease up on themselves. Don't be tough on yourself. Like, in terms of the world's not ended because of one day. Tomorrow's another day.
100%.
Next game is another game. Like, turn it around. You can always turn it around. It's never over.
And you know what? Especially sometimes, right? Being sent off. When I was injured, when I got sent off, I remember saying to you, fam, like, I'm breaking my body down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm beating my body up in the gym. I'm beating it up when I can, like, when I'm doing running. Even up to now, I'm back playing, but I'm still actually like getting to the point where my body is fatigued, broken, because I know what is going to happen on that recovery process and how much better I'm going to be. You know what I mean? So, hey, you got to break it.
Jamal, I got to say, man, you're looking like you're 25, man. I know you're going to be 35 next month, but you're looking like you're 25. I saw you catch one guy yesterday, man. That was crazy.
I still got it, you know. Hey, Vic Akers, Arsenal legend, was at the game. He said, "Jam, you looking fit." I said, "Hey, Vic, I feel it. I feel it. Bam." That boy was quick.
Yeah.
I can't lie for him. That's the only person this season that I've seen try on numerous occasions to push it past you.
Yeah.
He kept trying it. One time he got across him, other time you tackled him, another time you tackled him, he kept trying.
Yeah.
Then he came against me, and I said, he's definitely going to push it in. He pushed him, fam. I literally got my head down. Yeah. Everything they teach you, arms up, knees out. Fam, I caught him at the last second.
Yeah, you caught him.
He ran from midway between the D of the halfway line and our box. And he got to the 6-yard box, and that's just where I caught him.
You just caught him.
Just.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was quick. Ustabasi, I think his name is.
But no, you're looking good, Jamal, at the moment.
Hey, I appreciate that, fam. I
I've
appreciate
seen the
that.
way you've upped the work rate as well.
Hey, fam. I think as you get older, you've got to try harder. Obviously, Ross Ware is now part of our coaching staff,
Yeah,
and obviously he's had the kind of career. He was a wonder kid, to be fair,
he was.
but obviously injury curtailed his career. But yeah, he even said the same. It don't get easier, but
Yeah,
that means you got to put in more work.
that's
That means
it.
you got to put in more work. But yeah. But what about, fam, your word of the week? Tell me about your word of the week.
So my word of the week is going to be encouragement. Encourage. You know, it's so important to encourage. That voice, you might not even know that you need the voice, but and it can come from anywhere, and it just helps. You know what I mean? We were playing the game yesterday, and I've heard the voice, "Keep going, fam," and I've looked in the stands, and it's Jamal Feifel's dad. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I didn't even know I needed that, but I needed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he encouraged me. So I would say if you look at someone and you feel like they need encouragement, encourage them. Don't hold back or don't think about it in your mind. Get it out in it. You never know. They might need that voice. That might be the words that will spur them on for the week or for the year. You know what I mean? You just never know. So I would just say let's just always try and encourage one another, try and push one another. You know what I mean? And uh, I think that's what's special about me and Jamal's friendship is the fact that we're always trying to push the envelope with each other constantly. It doesn't stop. We reach a new level, but at that new level, we're still trying to push it, push it, push it. And people look at us like we're crazy. They just don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fam, to be honest, I think we are crazy. I thought about it. I thought about it. We are crazy. Like,
Hey,
even
bro.
yesterday, it come to a point where at one time at Bournemouth, people thought we didn't like each other because
Yeah,
how much we used to get onto each other, but they didn't understand that this is the language that we understand.
yeah.
And I actually appreciate you for this is like a loving now, but I actually appreciate you because you do push me.
No, we push
Keep
each
the
other,
straight and
man.
narrow.
We push each other. Like even like the other day was so funny. Like it's like in the meeting hadn't started. The manager wasn't in the room, so obviously you had your phone out because the meeting ain't started. Manager's not in the room. But I'm saying no. The meeting started at 9:30, so your phone shouldn't be out.
Yeah.
And Jamal's like, but no one's here. I'm like, I don't care if anyone's here. The meeting started.
No, fair. And you know what it is? We actually annoy each other to the point where like, oh, shut up, man. But it's needed. It's needed. And
It's
that's the
too
thing, like
funny.
we don't let each other get away with. We don't let our standards slip.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you got what I'm saying? It's funny. So that's just an example of how like we push each other all the time and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, encourage. That's my word of the week. What about you?
Funny. I heard. Obviously, my dad and daughter come to the game yesterday, so I knew I had to perform. But I heard him say Jamal, man, and that's when I said, yeah, I need to fix up. I need to fix up. You hear the fam? I heard the disappointment. I knew it was
Is
I heard it in his voice. I've heard it for 34 years, yeah. I was like, okay, Dad, I hear you, I hear you.
it?
It was on, it was on.
That's funny.
My word of the week is growth.
Okay.
And I say growth because you have to evolve. You have to try to get better. And you can be content, but at least have the capacity to try and grow.
Mm-hmm.
I think being the same person at 24 as 34, you've wasted 10 years of your life. Do you know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
whether it's with people, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with how you talk to yourself, how you act within an environment, just grow, man.
Bro, keep growing. Don't stop, man.
You've got to grow, you know, you've got to be an example to yourself before anyone else. And yeah, that growth is everything. Growth is everything. That's how I try to live. I try to grow every single day.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, sometimes it doesn't work. but I'll try. Like whether it's a page of a book, whether it's waking up a little bit earlier to do more. It's just trying to find a way to grow and improve.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting that's the word of the week because I've been praying to God this week to give me the capacity to grow, to be able to deal with certain things. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because you already know how I am, Jamal. Like, if you cross me or you do, it takes a lot for me to get to that stage. But once I'm at that stage, it's kind of hard to come back from. You know what I mean? And I've just been praying to God to give me the capacity to grow so that I'm not that. I don't. Even if it does get to that stage, I can still show some sort of compassion or some sort of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
And that's been something that's been on my mind every night this week, just praying for that, like that growth. So it doesn't ever stop.
No, for sure. And he'll give it to you as well. He'll give you that capacity, man. Capacity, man. What was that? What was the picture you put up the other day on your story, fam?
Oh, when you leave everything in God's hands, you will see God's hands in everything.
That's it, man.
That one was serious stuff.
Yeah, that one hit me. That one hit me.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. You think I've got the quotables? Do you know? Deion Saunders. He's number one. You know, if everyone's watching, just follow Deion Saunders, like Prime, Coach Prime. That's what they call him.
Oh, Sanders, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Deion Sanders. Yeah. Sorry, Deion Sanders. Yeah.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
Coach Prime. Go and follow him. He is number one in my life. He's number one for quotables.
Now imagine being his son. Gee, it's no surprise that all these boys are just absolute animals, like mentality monsters.
Yeah.
It's no surprise. Like, imagine that kind of influence in your life every day. But yeah. No, I like them as well. But anything else, fam?
I think it's been a good episode, Jamal. I think when me and you get together, obviously sometimes we can't get guests for X reasons. You know, they might have cancelled late on and whatnot. But I think when me and you get together, it's still a good show, man, and I've enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Sure, for sure. No, I agree. Always a pleasure.
And I can go to church today as well.
Say that again.
I'm going to church now. I'm going to be off to church.
Oh, thank God. All right, well, fam, wrap us up because I think it's been an amazing episode that has a bit of everything.
Yeah. So, guys, please, thank you for watching another episode. Like, subscribe, share this episode. Let's just push it as much as we can. We're in the fourth quarter of the season, and we just want to thank everyone that's rocked with us so far in it. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for you guys, we might have stopped after 5 episodes. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? But we've continued, and yeah, just keep supporting us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. This is Goodbye from me.
Cheers.